Now, once you have an exam identified that you need to do documentation on, by virtue of the fact that the QA status here is listed as not submitted, you can highlight that exam by clicking on it. So this top exam is highlighted here. And under the exam tabs, there are three different main sub-tabs. There are the images sub-tab. So if you click on there, you'll just get the pictures. And this was just a test exam that we shot. And you can click your way through these pretty quickly by just clicking on the thumbnails, and the video will play automatically. And if you go to images and worksheets, it will pull up a QPath worksheet here. Now the screen is divided into thirds here. You have your images here on the left, you have ultrasound template that you fill out here in the middle, and we have our QA template that we fill out on Monday morning over on the right. Now you can see here, remember we had 3 thumbnail images, now you only see 1. You can resize this box a little bit, you can drag this over, and then at some point it becomes small enough where you can find the thumbnails and you can scroll your way through these thumbnails and the videos will play automatically. Now as you look up here, you see that you have this should be the patient medical record number here, the name is here, and your name should show up here. If it doesn't show up here, you can click on this here and you can toggle your name. So I'm going to click Keith Boniface. Now, say I had someone else with me, Kat Calabrese was scanning with me. I can click back in this box here and I can add a second person here by adding Kat here. I can add Todd Clark. This will show up on all 3 of our Qs. We can similarly change the exam type. This exam type is chosen by the preset that the ultrasound machine is on. So if you start up the ultrasound machine in the musculoskeletal presets and save some images with the linear probe and the musculoskeletal presets, this will give you the musculoskeletal exam type. But if you're using this to look at the eyeball, you can pull this down and change this to an ocular exam. So we're going to leave this as a cardiac exam here, and this pulls up the cardiac template. Now the nice thing about this system is that there's some shortcuts here that can allow you to use some macros. And for the cardiac exam, if you hit set default, it will auto-populate some things on here as a normal exam. But you'll still need to go through and verify and add a few bits of information. So I've hit set default exam information. I'm going to click this box that says we did an ultrasound exam. Exam type is kind of important. This is kind of the differentiation that we've used in the past between putting things in the chart and not. If you're doing an ultrasound exam with a credentialed provider for the purposes of making medical decision and not getting the same ultrasound exam down the hall, click clinically indicated. So fast exam in the trauma bay, clinically indicated. Looking for an abscess on the fast track, clinically indicated. Doing a right upper quadrant ultrasound and then sending the patient to radiology for a right upper quadrant ultrasound, education. Okay. After that, indication for the scan. This is, I'm going to sound like the radiologists here. The more information we get on Monday morning, the better it is. So if you can say this person had ST elevations in lateral leads. That way we know to look at the lateral wall on the echo. This automatically defaults when you click the default tab here to all of the above. Then just click your way through. As you get down here, you'll see findings. There's a lot of stuff here. If you didn't evaluate something, don't click it. If you didn't really look at IVC collapsibility, what you can do is you can right-click any of these things that you didn't do, or didn't evaluate. You can right-click and it'll go away, or you can left-click and it will populate that little box. And then your interpretation. Is it normal? You can put any other notations, anything else that you find. If there is a confirmatory study that you're doing, a comprehensive imaging test of some sort, a cardiac echo, click it here. If you know the results, type it in. If you don't, that's okay. And then, importantly, you have to click this button here. And then once you've finished this QA template and all these boxes are filled out, you just go up here right above operator where it says submit for QA. Click that button. Do you really want to submit for QA? Yes. Do not select this email notification. We don't need to get an email every time someone does an ultrasound exam. And just hit OK. Now the ultrasound exam status of this now goes QA status pending, and then we'll look at this on Monday morning.